It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll see Bijan Robinson.
With its distinctive swimming pools in the upper deck, there's a look inside Everbank Stadium here in Duval County, Florida. Today we hit double digits, week 10, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alongside my partner Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. They come in playing pretty good football, winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it in the middle of the schedule. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. You look at this defense for the Vikings. They were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And the big difference in the game? Their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it? So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Now Jones. Completion here to Claypool. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Jaguars at 5-3 now on the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well, because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. A first carry for the Canadian-born Chuba Hubbard. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. A give running left, it's McCaffrey. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. Touchdown, Jaguars. Christian McCaffrey. He has career touchdown number 78, tying it with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Jaguars get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And this is up and good. The score now 7-0 Jaguars. That time a 6-play drive. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win. And that's what they did last week. but there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after them early.
Oh, there's a nice move by Robinson. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him 5 yards on the run there, but it'll leave him with a definite 3rd and long on the horizon. Here's Lance to throw it. And this is going to be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. At his current pace, sure looks well in line for a 1,000-yard season, but some of the older folks watching that remember the 12-game seasons in the NFL probably say, man, it was a lot harder to do that back then.
Yeah, even the 14-game seasons. And, you know, when we talk to those veteran runners, some of those guys who wear gold jackets, right, and appear in Canton, they look at this and go, you know, it's kind of like going to school and taking 5 years to get your degree instead of just 4.
A victory lap. Well, they also used to walk uphill to school both ways.
In the snow.
In the snow.
Blizzards.
And milk was 5 cents. Hey, but he's having a great year not to take anything away from him. Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's McBride. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. You look at this defense for the Vikings. They were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you can tell by this team, all right? Anytime you can tell your offense, hey, just get us a couple touchdowns. We got this thing locked down. That's when you know you're playing well and you're carrying your team along.
Olave with his first grab, and he also has a 1st down.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 29-yard line.
On the toss, they run wide side with McCaffrey. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 85 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Throwing Jones. Being chased out left. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Daniel Jones with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Jaguars have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead.
What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder wrong or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here, and that winds up a touchdown.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And the Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it, and let's go with it.
To throw, it's Lance. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level. And
Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Had some good yardage there, too, before he fumbled that football, Charles.
Yeah, just think about it this way. Running backs, as a general rule, they kind of know when the end of a run is near. And you notice how they cover up, right? They protect the football. Sometimes quarterbacks forget that out in the open field. After a while, you start to wonder, does the running back coach visit the quarterback coach and say, hey, I can help you with this. We can protect this and make sure we keep the ball.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Up the gut, McCaffrey. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. This defense for the Vikings, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Looking to throw. Jones. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Now a 2nd and 2. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 96 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
And it is still early, just the first quarter. But you start prorating the numbers, and we might be in for some history. I mean, that last run puts him over 100 yards already, and we've still got 3 quarters to go.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football. The Jaguars on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Flush. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Matt Judon in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
3rd and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open, left him nowhere to go with the football, had to absorb the sack.
This is up and good from Pinheiro. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. Throwing on first down is Lance. And that is incomplete.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
Throwing is Lance on third down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
A gain of 19 yards. First down, Vikings.
On first and 10, it's Robinson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Well, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. From just shy of midfield, here's second and a couple. They'll run again here with Robinson. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
48-yard line. A 4-yard pickup on the play. And the Vikings first down.
Robinson up the middle. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 12 yards there, first down Vikings.
First down, Minnesota.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A gain there of 21 yards.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Lance throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Lance going to throw. And that will be incomplete as well. Jacksonville's pass defense holds serve. 4th down. The kick by McManus is good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So, 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. Now Jones looking left sideline, incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
And he will have a Jaguars first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. This is McCaffrey on the give. And this will be a Jaguars first down as he'll get this up to about the 42. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll be taken down at about the 45.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 41. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Downfield, and he's got Olave. Touchdown, Jaguars. Chris Olave, 39 yards. And the Jaguars take a 3-touchdown lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was Chris Olave who finished things off with a touchdown. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and forever. From the gun, it's Lance. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Chris Olave heads back to the field as his guys get set for another possession. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise, he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 68 yards receiving now for him in the game, and a first down on that last catch as well.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Jones, this one taken in by Olave. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Jones, throw caught by Olave. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 13-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throws the out route and finds Claypool. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. From the 5, here's 2nd and 2. Again, he'll drop to throw. Dancing to his left. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Daniel Jones with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 15 on the year. And the Jags are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Returnable here from the 38. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. Now the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. Throwing to start the drive, Jones. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. That's Foley Fatukasi who got in there and finished off the play.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 44-yard line.
So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with the coach and our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10.
Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the 3rd quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Now the Vikings offense set to go to work to begin this 3rd quarter. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Lance looking to throw it.
And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Lance again. That is caught. And he will have a Vikings first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Shotgun now for Lance. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Khalil Mack getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Throwing now is Lance. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. Lance now on 1st down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's Lance. This is caught. It's Kirk. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Now a play fake. Lance. That's to the pylon and incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
On the carry, Shaheen. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Adam Shaheen, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. McManus's point after is good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Back to throw. Jones. Open man completes it to Claypool. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Out of the pistol, McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
At the Vikings' 46-yard line.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey fighting through. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 141 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Still going. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Straight ahead with Hubbard. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's a gain of 7 on the ground. 2nd down coming up.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
McCaffrey. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Boy, we talk a lot about Christian McCaffrey and what he can do in the open field, and it's easy to gloss over how tough he can be to stop near the goal line. And he shows you just how tough he is on that carry as he takes it into the end zone.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Robinson will try to pick it up, and he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard. Again, it's Robinson. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the...
There he goes right side. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a gain of 34. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Back to the ground with Robinson. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 56 yards rushing for him now to this point. Now 2nd and 3. And Lance now to throw. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Christian Kirk from 3 yards out. And the Vikings get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Kevontae Turpin now from his end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here.
Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football. You're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
3rd down. Here's McCaffrey. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
From the 35, here's a 2nd and 7.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The offense on 3rd down, they have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. McCaffrey running up the middle.
And this will be a Jaguars first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
Now 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 at their 48-yard line.
Now a give. It's Hubbard going left.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down.
For another Jaguars. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll try and run for it. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. This is McCaffrey on the give. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
From the 21, here's the 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Now Jones.
Complete to Olave on the out route.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. A nice display of power, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll give it up to McCaffrey. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. The kick by Pinheiro is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Here's Lance to throw it. Here's a screen for Robinson.
The first down screen pass, good for 5. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play.
Again, it's Lance. Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted.
Xavier Woods with a pick.
And the Jaguars are going to get the football here at their own 23. But here in the fourth quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages. But not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Jacksonville, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they come back to the pack a bit.